Hear that owl right as we went live?
Oh.
Did you hear that? Bro. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Losers Lounge. It's really kind of a loser's porch here, I would say, out here in San Diego, really La Jolla. We are presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. Choose your offer. Find out why. Whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. We finally got to unwrap the present. We've been waiting 5 months to unwrap. And what did we get?
A rock.
Onions.
Onions? What would you say we got?
Made us
just an open lane to the basket.
That is what we got, yeah. A wide open lane. Is the Minnesota Timberwolves, our hated enemy, get the win 126-116 over your Denver Nuggets. As you could probably tell by the tone of all of your guys' voices.
Sure.
Not the best debut.
No, not great.
Not the best one, but there were some positives. Like
Sure.
There are some things to be like, you know what?
It's true.
So we're going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly to help me out. The white Pedro Pascal himself, Brendan Vogt.
It's unfortunate that the season's over before it started, but I thought we gave it our all as a group.
I'm going to miss this season, man.
Yeah,
that was a fun season.
Really
it was a
liked
good
it.
run. I got D-Line Co. here.
I know. Listen, we got too far ahead of ourselves, and it's all over. It's over.
Yeah.
Why did we do it?
Wait, Kale, it's so over. Do we even have it? I don't think we have our full setup here.
Dude, it's so over.
It's so over, man. Rounding out the show, the best one, Superstar Dev.
But at least the weather was good for the last couple
That's
of
true.
days. That's what I was anticipating was going to be good, and it was.
It was good. It was good.
Bro,
Still good. We're outside.
Speaking of which, we got one final send-off from our local television news station from San Diego. One last, hey, San Diego, huh? How about those fans?
I liked the angle she put on it, though.
She did.
You know, you're playing in a town that doesn't have an NBA team. Do you feel obligated to put on a show? And I wish one of them would have been like, lady, did you see our defense?
Yeah.
We clearly did not try.
The Wolves
tonight.
put on a show. Yeah, that was actually us doing the fans a favor.
Denver Nuggets fall 126-116. Let me give you a fast breakdown because I know you guys love these. Nuggets could not get a stop to start the game. Man, we are so back.
Bro.
First story tells the story
Just
of the
absolutely
game.
back as hell.
Nuggets could not get a stop to start the game. Wolves scoring every single time. They scored on 7 of their first 10, and probably a better number than that. I just stopped counting after 10. It was probably like 18 of their first 21 or something. Nuggets got into the bonus with 7 minutes and 33 seconds.
Okay.
That's kind of a storyline.
Things
you know
turn
what?
around.
Yeah, they did draw a lot of fouls.
But then the Wolves were on fire. I thought at first the Nuggets were kind of letting it be easy. And then after that, the Wolves were on fire, man. They could not miss a three in that first quarter, really, in a lot of these quarters. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Peyton Watson were the first subs into the game for Aaron Gordon and Cam Johnson. Noteworthy, I would say. Kind of interesting. And then Bruce and Val checked in for Jamal and Jokic with like 3 minutes to go. But Jokic was at the foul line, so he didn't get to come out, and he ended up just playing the quarter.
Yeah.
So hard to read into that too much. But the Nuggets gave up 40 points in the first quarter. It was 40-28 Timberwolves. It sucked. Then the second quarter, Big Val started going to work in the post, man. He had 3 post-ups where he just sunned. What is that big man's name?
I don't know.
Who was that guy?
He looks like skinny
Behringer.
Jesus.
That was Behringer.
Behringer.
That was their pick.
Joan Behringer, brother. Welcome to the NBA.
That was a welcome moment.
He just posted him up like a little child and got right to the rim. It was kind of cool.
That was the fun part of the game.
For a hot second, it was fun. Starters finally got a few good possessions. They cut the lead to 9. It sucks that I have to say cut the lead to line. But then it was lots of fouls. I actually thought one of the things that happened in that second quarter was that the last 4 minutes, there was not a possession without a foul.
Yeah.
It was kind of like really like, the game had no momentum.
The game had like all the worst parts of basketball were just on display here. Like
You get so excited and you're like, oh, I hate this about basketball. I hate that. I
totally,
hate this.
absolutely.
D-Line just forever realizing he actually hates the entire season.
Oh, the whole thing. Yeah, dude.
We're in the dog days, bro.
Already the dog days.
Dog days.
We're in the dog days of the preseason for sure.
I'll tell you another one that really annoyed me, and I can't believe I made it a note. Spencer Jones checked into the game.
Yes.
For, like,
Dude, Dude, immediate tech.
He got a foul for fouling before the inbound, which was just like ridiculously over-aggressive. And so they get a free throw, and then they take it out. It's 94 feet from the basket. They're taking it all the way out over there, and he gets a foul in the backcourt.
They were in the bonus.
They were in the bonus. He gave up 3 points off of just like overexcitement or
And,
something.
like,
He knew they were in the bonus. That's the worst part because they just got
His face was like all.
in complete sync. Myself and the scout sitting next to me said, "What is he doing?"
What is he doing? I know. A lot of scouts in the building, by the way. Tom Thibodeau was also there. 72-63 Timberwolves at the half. Third quarter, I thought Peyton Watson, who was very good tonight, he's going to be a bright spot. He had some really good plays at point in that third quarter. I actually thought he handled the ball as well as anybody not in the starting lineup tonight. And he had some really good plays, some good finishes. He did a little bit of everything. Val, 4 quick fouls in a row. Dude, Valanciunas went full Hartenstein tonight.
Did, yeah.
4 fouls in like 3 minutes. I don't know if he no longer wanted to play or what. Bones started cooking, though, in that third quarter, and it opened things up. If you're going to get beat, why not get beat by Bones Highland? What did he have tonight as a finisher with 18 points? He was cooking. 80-96 Timberwolves. The only note I have of the fourth quarter is that Jalen Pickett made 2 ridiculous shots. One in the deep corner, like it was just buzzers getting ready to go, and he has to heave it up. Drains it, rinses it. And then he had one going to his left, sidestep almost. I don't know if it was off of one leg. I haven't seen the highlight, but it was very bizarre.
It was the Marine
he made it.
Johannes.
I thought he actually played pretty well as well. That's the fast breakdown. Why don't we go to the Red Hawk Roofing big takeaways. And brothers, we can just let the owl do the hoot there. We got to give a huge shout out before we do this to Red Hawk Roofing. We have been, I don't know, I hope Nuggets fans appreciate this. A lot of people came and dipped a toe out here, come for a cup of coffee. They do this or that. We sent our whole crew.
Dang.
We sent our whole crew. We got to be out here. Why do we do that? Red Hawk Roofing says, we love you guys. We appreciate what you're doing. We want to sponsor the documentary. We want to do this. So we got to come out here and stay for the entire week thanks to them. So Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaways. Shout them out. Start us off, Vogt.
My big takeaway.
Red Hawk Roofing, big takeaway.
Thank you. Sorry. Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, we're like, we really appreciate you.
For it.
Our big takeaway.
Still myth them entirely.
Right, hang on. Start over. Mulligan. My Red Hawk Roofing
Usually I
big
start
takeaway.
over there, so it's weird. I screwed up, too.
It is.
I passed to the left. I should have gone to the right. Go ahead.
Take 3. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway was that I think they're going to need to go back to the Jamal Murray stagger eventually. Actually, is a real takeaway I had.
Well, first of all, they didn't stagger tonight.
Correct.
They just did a 5-out, but yeah.
So as we've talked about in the full bench kind of swap, the hockey sub. Well, it wasn't a hockey sub. You get my idea. With the whole bench playing together, it doesn't feel like they have a true point guard. And Bruce and Peyton faced a lot of pressure tonight, bringing the ball up the floor, 94 feet of pressure, which they expected from the Wolves. To your point, I thought Peyton handled it well. I thought Bruce looked a little shaky. He hasn't done it in a minute, in fairness to him. But it did feel to me, if you could just get one starter out there with that unit, wouldn't it be the point guard?
Yeah.
It just seemed like they were down one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that's definitely fair. I mean, it is. I will say this. I'm not ready to go there because it is preseason. We talked to Brucey B after the game, and he's like, this is the first time I handled the ball in 2 years. And then he kind of crapped the joke. He's like, in some of these places, I didn't even touch the ball. Like, he really hated everywhere that wasn't Denver.
He didn't enjoy it.
He's like,
I'm back. This sucks.
I will say, shout out Brucey B. You can see the interview from the locker room up on our YouTube channel, of course. But he was like, yeah, man, I was not good with the ball tonight. I did not handle the ball. So he owns it up, but he also seemed very unbothered by it. But if you were just going off of tonight, I would agree with you. That did not look like a solution. D-line, Red Hawk Roofing.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. What is my Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway? Like
That's the question.
That is the question.
Because what to take from this game? One, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm gonna couch everything furthermore with
Stay
that.
tuned though.
Doesn't matter. Pretty disappointing. Although
It doesn't matter, but
doesn't mean anything. But it was wildly disappointing. It ruined my night and ruined my entire week. No, it was frustrating that the Nuggets. I mean, they just didn't play a lot of defense, and the Wolves just could not miss threes. Now, as soon as Nasri hit the first 3 and then hit another 3, I was like, oh God. And then you could see in Bones Highland's eyes, like he was going at Jamal. Like it meant something to him for sure. Not that it didn't necessarily mean anything to the Nuggets, but like
it meant something to Bones.
It meant something to Bones.
But it should. Bones is trying to hang into the league, so he's fighting for his life, and Jamal is like,
he's like, I'm trying to hang
hang out. Really,
I'm trying to just enjoy myself. San Diego, man, come on, bro. Just trying to enjoy my night. Yeah, like Bones, man. He went at Jamal. Jamal fouled him, and he like was in his face, man. You could tell like there was animosity there. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of any of it, but I was pretty disappointed by the starters' effort.
Yeah,
especially and I mean just on the defensive end. I don't even know if you can say they had a defensive end.
Yeah, it's kind of true.
They just like turning the ball over, blah blah blah. And it wasn't even like they were playing sloppy. It just like I don't know. It just like wasn't clicking.
Starters, I think, took tonight off.
I think they did.
The starters tonight were kind of like, it's not preseason for us.
Yeah.
A little bit of that. Superstar Dev.
My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway is it sucks to have to temper expectations of this team because
I don't wanna.
We were so excited.
Up.
You heard so many things going out of training camp about how this team takes it serious and there's this maturity and how much competition there are and how hard they've been going. And then the first opportunity that we all get to see of those things that you talked about, they didn't do any of those things.
Yeah.
And that starts with the starters. The starters did not show that they truly wanted to compete in this game. This was a game that you should have convincingly just won or at least showed up for the first half. And they let them go for 40 points in the first quarter.
40 points.
So defense was not there, and that was a point of emphasis. As well as just – I mean, they didn't even have Anthony Edwards or,
Julius
Randle or Mike Conley.
Yeah, so they were missing their starters, and you did not compete or show up. And that just sucks because there was so high hopes for this team, and that was our first look at them.
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's all very fair, though. I mean, because here's why it matters. And Dev, I think, phrased it well. What did they say out of camp? This has been competitive. This has been so competitive. Starters were not competitive tonight. The starters were kind of going through, not going through the motions. They just were kind of trying to feel some things out, kind of doing something. And you're just kind of like, man, they're kind of trading threes on you guys. Are you gonna get a stop? Are you gonna get a defensive rebound? All of those things, and they just didn't have it tonight. So that part was disappointing. And I want to circle back to one of the reasons I think the starters are in a weird spot. We'll get to it a little bit later. My Red Hawk Roofing big takeaway. You guys will go negative, and there's plenty of negative. I'll go a little positive. I really liked what I saw out of Peyton Watson today.
Can't
really
disagree.
liked it, and I'm gonna give you a couple things that I thought stood out. One, I thought his strength stood out because you look at Peyton Watson, and he might just be a skinny guy. He doesn't look like I was hoping he was going to come back looking like LeBron James a little bit. I might have set the expectations too high. And he came back looking more or less like the same, but all reports were that he actually worked on his strength a lot. Adelman shouted out his strength. And I thought defensively is where I saw the strength as much as anywhere because he really guarded well tonight, I thought, when in his personal assignment. Tonight, Denver did not guard on ball very well at all. Christian Brown got beat. Who did he get beat by? Somebody that was not very good. I can't remember. And I was kind of like, dude, what?
Yeah.
I thought only two guys stood out on defense at all, and one of them is your point here in Peyton.
Yeah, I thought his defense was great and his strength was good. But even more than that, his ball handling was good, his passing was good, and he finished everything. He did not miss tonight. So to me, Peyton Watson looked like he had confidence. Like we heard all these reports out of him. He looked confident, he looked strong, and then handling the ball. It's just a completely new role, having him bring the ball up. I don't think there was a single game last year we saw him bring the ball up as much as he did tonight. And did he have a turnover tonight? Let me see. 0 turnovers tonight. In a night where everybody was turning the ball over. Nuggets had, 15 turnovers. And it felt like more than that. He didn't have a single one. So I'm not with you guys. I'm with you that I think all the stuff that's bad, we're going to get into it a lot. But I will point out the bright spot, which is Peyton Watson to me is the most important preseason guy, and he was good.
No doubt. And I think there's more than one bright spot, too.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just hoping your big takeaway.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's like the big take. But I mean,
but that might actually be my big takeaway. Not that those other things don't matter because they do and they suck. And if we see it again on Monday, I'm going to be like, gosh, take it, Nugget. I'll really be annoyed. But my big takeaway might be that Peyton Watson to me is one of the most important X factors. Swing guys could go either way, and at least he checked the box tonight.
Yeah, with training camp, I mean, a lot of not training camp, but preseason. A lot of this is meaningless in the grand scheme of things because, this is not the finished product or what they're, going to be. But for a guy like Peyton Watson who's on the cusp and is trying to, make an impression, this is what you want to showcase to the coaches. This is what you want to showcase to the front office is like, I've been working on my game. I'm getting a lot stronger. I'm progressing, and I'm going into year 3. And this is a make or break moment for him, for his career. So like, this was very important for him to show, like, this year I'm taking it serious. This is going to be a new year for me, and he has a new role. And like you said, we hadn't seen him bring the ball up throughout the entire year last year. Not too many opportunities for him to do that. And he was able to do that, and he got called out for it, by the coaching staff. That's something that they've been talking about. So it was great to see him in a new role. He was not just sitting in the corner. He was making plays. He's grabbing rebounds and starting a break. He's handling pressure and taking care of the ball. And you want to see new things from your players. It looks like he got better. He got stronger, and that's a great sign to see.
And some finishes in the transition as well. Some nice finishes around the
lefty
rim.
Contested finish was really nice. That's a contested one.
There was only one he kind of made a meal of, but then he grabbed the loose ball and hit that floater. So
right, yeah.
I thought it was much better from Peyton in transition. And Adelman had an interesting point. I felt maybe less about this one game than maybe what they've seen across all week, but. What are you seeing from him in transition? He said dunking the ball.
Yes, dunking the ball.
Just get all the way to the rim. Don't stop yourself short. You're a good athlete, Go finish. I thought Peyton finished well tonight. That was good to see as well. No doubt he's at the top of the bright spot list.
So that quote, dunking the ball, I know it sounds stupid, but taking it all the way to the rim, not stopping short. He's worked on his floater, which is good, but a kid that athletic and long, I think you can tell he's gotten stronger, and sometimes strength is what you see in their balance. His balance is better, coming to a stop, getting into the rim, changing direction defensively. He's one of the bright spots tonight. I am glad to see that, and he's kind of Peyton Watson, we always joke, he's Hollywood. He's an LA guy. He's got some Hollywood to him. I think he's feeling himself as well. Yes. He volunteered. Him and Bruce B kind of stepped up to the plate to do media. All these guys just want to get out of town, especially after a long week like this. Volunteers to talk and stuff. And you can just tell that he's like, guys come into a year sometimes and they can have some different approach to it. Like, he's kind of coming into the year of guys, I'm ready. This is my year. Like, he's very adamant that this is his moment. And whatever you want to say, that can go the wrong way if he starts playing poorly, but he is coming into this right now with like a confidence and a bit, I want to say chip on his shoulder because he's kind of too nice of a guy for that, but he's coming on just like, hey, I'm ready for this.
Something to prove, right? Yeah. And look, he has something to prove.
He does, yeah.
Heading into possibly restricted free agency or getting some deal that maybe wasn't once what he might have hoped. So this is a bit of a sliding doors moment in the career of someone who's only 23 years old already. The things we've talked about, the confidence, the things he's worked on. I thought there were some good quotes from Adelman throughout camp about now what does it look like when maybe he doesn't get to do some of those things in a game, or he doesn't get to play in a game, or things aren't going, the team's way. Can he still sort of keep this mindset and keep it going? But the early returns on P. Watt
super
are
early, the super early ones. You know what else? He guarded Dillingham tonight. Mm-hmm. And that's a tough assignment. Shifty, I thought he did a better job than – remember last year we'd always talk about he gets beat and then he contests. I thought he did a good job of keeping the guy in front of him tonight.
Yeah. No, I'm with you guys. And I actually think it's like a really good sign that he is like feeling himself. Like,
really?
I think it's important. Just the NBA is like so much irrational confidence gets guys really far in this league. And if you're feeling good, you're feeling like forward about what you're doing out there, and he should. I mean, he really did look strong, and he did look in control. It's the thing that I can't quite decide how I feel about, and it was successful for some of it, but Vogt, you said this earlier, it's bizarre. Peyton Watson was handling the ball and he was doing a good job, but it's like, who's the point guard?
I think that part's fair because I'm saying he did a good job of handling
it.
But it's not like he's the point guard.
Right, nobody was initiating the offense. They kind of played through Val a little bit, and we can maybe talk about that further. But there's a few guys that can handle the ball, but there's not a ball handler,
right?
Which is bizarre at this stage.
Yeah. You got to take on this, Dev?
Not on the actual point guard thing. I mean, I could get to it, but just to stick on, Peyton's versatility, being able to get stronger in the offseason and be able to showcase that strength. And then also still being nimble and being able to guard a guy.
Guard a guy.
I mean, what's the little guy's name that's just like shifting?
Dillingham.
The entire time. he's staying in front of him. That is a tough guard.
Very tough.
To be able to just stay in front of, like just being able to stop him from getting to where he wants to get to. He's just so shifty, and just being a bigger defender and stopping in front of him, like that goes a long way. And then with that second unit, they did not have a traditional point guard out there. So maybe that was purposeful to like show him, be able to showcase that, especially against a team like Minnesota who plays hard the entire time, who's physical, who gets to pick you up, full court. So I think that was on purpose because, I mean, they could have put Jalen Pickett out there. They did not. He was the sixth man today. Peyton Watson came in with that as the sixth guy. So I just think that they want to see more of it to see if they have something there.
I agree, and I think it's why they didn't stagger anybody. They kind of wanted to get everybody out there, and I kind of expect that for a while. I think the Nuggets have another game on Monday, which is a little quick, and then they have a week of practice before they play again. And I kind of like it because it almost lets you treat these two games as extensions of practice. And then they'll come, work on the things that they kind of notice. And then I would bet that game 3 of the preseason is where you start to see maybe something of a rational rotation and what have you. But you mentioned that this is a team in Minnesota that is athletic, they full court press, and they get after you. That's where I want to start when we come back from break, where I want to start because that tested what I think the Nuggets' weakness might be this year. And that's why I think it was a very good first game for them to go on.
We were just telling you about them. There's no problem telling you about them twice.
Let's do it again.
Red Hawk Roofing, Denver's best roofers.
Dude.
That's right. They're on our team, DNVR's team. Go with the pros at Red Hawk Roofing. Get your roof checked once a year. It's preventative medicine for the home you pour your life into. You don't want to see rain pouring into that home you poured your life into.
No, you do not. No, you do not.
I saw that just 5 months ago.
Rain
Brutal.
pouring into the house that you poured your love into?
House, yes.
The UC Health
Guess who
Practice
came to the
Center.
rescue? Red Hawk Roofing.
Maybe that's why they got that Nugget sponsorship for the UC Health Practice Center. There's no project too small for our guys at Red Hawk Roofing. They're your go-to for everything from minor repairs to full roof replacement. In fact, you might meet them just to work on a minor repair, establish that trust, that relationship. Goodness forbid, should you have to call them in for a bigger job, you can trust them. Quality materials, decades of experience, quick response time, Colorado's best estimators and contractors. And hey, this may not help you, but it means a lot to me. They're huge DNVR supporters. What a treat. Supporting your local teams means also supporting local businesses like Red Hawk Roofing. If you are looking for a new roof over your home or business, be sure to check out Red Hawk Roofing at redhawkroofing.com or call 720-771-8921. Tell them DNVR sent you. Tell them DNVR Nuggets sent you.
Yeah. Differentiate us.
And I'm also very excited to tell you guys about our friends at
This one's dope.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Hey, Colorado, stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods for the hottest apparel and footwear from top brands like, okay, let's run through this list of top brands. Nike, Adidas Originals, FP Movement.
Sounds like something
brand.
I've never...
Top brand.
Okay, really?
There's a new one here. It says DNVR.
What a top brand, dude.
Go ahead and grab some DNVR apparel at Dick's Sporting Goods. Plus, score the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, surfing if you're in San Diego. I don't know if Dick's helps you surf at all, but I've noticed people do it here.
I would guess yes.
Found a lower price, they will match it at Dick's Sporting Goods with the best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season, Eric, starts at Dick's.
Hell yeah, it does. Which tonight, in many ways, started at Dick's.
I'm sure I get it.
Yeah, it doesn't actually make sense.
But I'm laughing.
I will say we had a meetup today here at the Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hell
the
yeah,
lovely
they did.
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Nobody
right
does it
across
like the
from
fellas.
Pachanga. I gotta give a shout out, man. This was like the first day really for us.
It was cool
because we always love getting to meet the homies, and like we're in San Diego once a year. We met so many new people today. You know what I really loved about it, Dev? Everybody was there. All types of people. You know what I love most? You guys know I'm a big proponent of fatherhood. I love it.
Oh, are you?
I love multiple people tonight where they're with their kids where they say, yeah, we listen together. Or we both listen and, compared to nothing makes me happier than imagine a father and a son, mother and daughter, whatever it is, father and a daughter.
Right, Eric?
Sharing us. That's the coolest thing ever.
Sounds weird, but yeah, dude.
Phrasing.
Super. I mean, you're not wrong, but also what?
Sharing the experience of listening to our show.
Yes,
together.
What an experience! No, it was very cool. There was a lot of
real ones.
A lot of
so many real
I mean,
ones.
the Buffalo Wild Wings were chock full of real ones. You know what I mean? It was the Oso Blanco was there. He wasn't there today, but he was there yesterday. We saw. God, I would try to even go through all the names. Too many, man.
You just came up with 0.
Yeah,
so
you're
you could have
gave one shot. You got it wrong.
Brett was there, and help me out with some other names, dude.
There was a lot of real ones.
There were 30 people.
There was there was about 30 people, man.
Yeah,
it was
pretty
awesome.
dope, man. We
It was
always
a-
love
it was
that.
a great show.
Yeah, just fun to like chop it up with the Nuggets homies.
Plus, Buffalo Wild Wings was super prepared and ready for us.
Yeah, dude.
As they always are.
The Minnesota Timberwolves are very athletic.
God damn! Why can't we beat this goddamn team?
Well, maybe it's because they do something
that.
that we're actually not, the Nuggets are not very good of. David Adelman said, hey, this was actually a good game for us. It was a good matchup because they do what we're not good at. They grabbed a lot of rebounds, and a lot of that to me was athleticism, but a lot of athleticism. They full court pressured. They did a bunch of things, and that brings me to the first topic here from me, which is ball handling has been a big story. That pressure was on Denver, but when Adelman was asked about it, he had a great one about the turnovers. He said, yeah, but what stood out to me wasn't just our turnovers, but theirs. They didn't have any.
Yeah.
We're playing defense, and we couldn't get them to give up the ball. To me, Dev, athleticism is a big part of this, but that stands out when you're like, Denver didn't get a single turnover until like the fourth quarter.
The Timberwolves really do. Like they press you the entire time. They space the floor, so they got the 3-point attack and inside. Like they're doing so many actions at the same time, and the Nuggets are not able to keep up with them. Like the athleticism is just not there. They play extremely hard the entire time, and really you want the Nuggets to do more of that. And it looked like they tried to pick up full court. That's when Spencer Jones gets.
Yeah.
That's when
Not
he's
like
he's
that,
getting,
Spencer.
That's so true. Like, we're complaining about it. He checked in. He's like, I'm being aggressive.
Yeah,
like,
but they did try to pick up full court at times, but they just have to get better with it. So hopefully they take this preseason to maybe try to, rough it up and just be a little bit more aggressive on the defensive end because they're not turning guys over, and everyone is doing it to them. And they talked about that, a couple of weeks ago. Is we want to be the guys that are wearing you down throughout the game. We want to be able to press the SGAs and Anthony Edwards, and it's not just on Jamal and teams doing it to Denver. So I'm glad that they're trying to add more ball handlers to the mix, and it's just going to look. It's going to look different than every other team because it's not just through traditional point guards. Everyone has to be able to put the ball on the floor.
Maybe part of why no stagger. If you're looking to win this game, maybe Jamal goes out there and plays with that second unit.
Yeah.
But it's something they've been working on all camp, which he feels like this is a trial that group needs to go through. Bruce and Peyton got to come out of this on the other side and feel confident about one, hopefully both, sort of alleviating the pressure, whoever may be facing it.
By the way, you're using Adelman's exact words. He says, and to be honest, this is a trial run for these guys. I'm lauding you for it. This is a trial run for these guys. Who can bring the ball up against pressure? Because we're going to see it. And that's what I'm saying about Peyton. It's not the highlight plays for me with Peyton. It's that he brought the ball up and just had purpose in what he was trying to do. Who pressures the most? Minnesota pressures the most. They're right there. The team that is actual the most is Oklahoma City. Yeah. It's funny that Denver's two biggest obstacles in the Western Conference are both designed to be, we're going to turn you over more than you turn us over, and we're going to win the possession battle. If there's a concern for the Nuggets, and if we see this on Monday, it's going to be like, all right, this is now the story of the Nuggets in the early part of the season. Can they win the turnover battle? Can they control the glass? They did neither tonight, and that's why they looked the way they did.
They had 0 offensive rebounds for the starters.
Till the very end. Yeah, I think they finished with a few, but
finished with 0.
Yeah.
The Val's pals, I think, had 0. And then the third unit got a few of them.
Yeah, they had a handful.
That's wild. That's wild. Like, they really weren't competing for any of the rebounds. And they just got to – I think that a game like this, the correct takeaway is, wow, okay, Julian Strawther had some moments. Peyton Watson looked really good. Jalen Pickett made some insane shots. there was
insane shots.
There was some confidence being shown. Valanciunas looked really competent in the first stretch that he was in. There's things you're like, oh, okay, I can see. But I'm still grumpy. Like, I'm still in a bad mood. Like,
can I tell you?
Stunk.
Can I tell you why I think, Dev? This is why I think happened, man. Yoke didn't have any offensive rebounds. You know why? He wasn't inside the foul line, like lower than the foul line very much tonight. And we've seen this from Yoke, man, a lot in the preseason where he doesn't take a lot of shots. I thought he was fine tonight. Like, he had some plays, he had some off the glass, he had some stuff. But I think that Aaron Gordon did not go very hard tonight. I think Christian Brown did not go very hard tonight. I thought Nikola Jokic didn't. When those guys don't, it's almost set the tone.
I completely agree. Offensively, Jokic was, it's not like he was calling for it. Whenever he shot, he just scored. Did go to the line 6 times, 14 points in 19 minutes. Like, the funny thing is, I think your larger point stands.
Jokic had 14, and he was in first year.
You know what's funny is I bet if the Wolves starters played, like, the Nuggets would have had a better chance.
I wonder about that as well. Of course, that very well could have been much worse. The other thing is, and I'm not trying to be annoying about it. I see it as a reality. In this environment, Jokic is not going to play much defense. And I do think that a lot of blow-bys from the guards.
He got beat early on, too, yeah.
But, I've said this, too. There's a little bit of, it's team defense. And when you kind of know an important function of the team defense isn't really engaged, it does kind of sully the whole operation. And I don't mean that to be too harsh. It's just, I think, what happened tonight.
Yeah, I hate when teams don't take the preseason serious at all. Because every single rep matters, and the best teams are trying to win these type of games. They are trying to get chemistry, and they're playing hard on both ends of the floor. If there's something that you need to work on, that is a time for you to do that because you only get so many minutes until it really does matter. So I think that teams should take this serious right now. You should play hard. I'm not saying go all out or anything like that, but it does matter a little bit. So you do have to play harder. And the starters is not just one player, but there was a lot of guys that were not playing hard right now. So, I mean, you're going to lose those games. You're just going through the motions right now. Like, you have to have something that you're trying to get better at, and I don't feel like the Nuggets got better today.
I think that's really well said, Dev. I think it's a really good point, and it does make me want to shout out the starter that I did think brought energy today.
Let's hear it.
Jamal Murray.
Yeah, I agree.
Played a really good first half, and I actually thought it was on both ends. Defensively, he opened up with a miscommunication. I think Nas scored. He patted his chest. From there, I thought Jamal was really competing on defense as if it was a regular season game, even when he had to guard up. His first shot that he took and missed, I loved it. It was an immediate catch-and-shoot 3 that he didn't overthink. I thought Jamal played hard, and you need at least one of those two guys kind of engaging with it as much as they can so that everyone else can use it as an opportunity to get better as a Nugget, to Dev's point. So shout out Jamal for, I think, doing that tonight.
Yeah, I thought Jamal actually looked good. It just the unit didn't, so he kind of got lost in the shuffle. But he took some quick shots. Like, he took some threes tonight that I was like glad he took because 100%. There are times in the past last year where I thought the window wasn't that open, and you could tell he got to it and was like, no, I'm firing.
Yep, 100%.
Nails.
That first one that he missed, that's what I'm saying. I loved that shot. He did not hesitate.
I'm gonna give an old man take, Eric. You want to get old with me,
dude? Old as hell. Let's go.
This is a thing that.
Can we get some? Kale, get us some Werther's Originals. For this take.
Oh please, I love that. I really do love that candy. Unsurprisingly, last year when they were in Abu Dhabi.
Is that the old man take?
Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown they play the first half. Nuggets starters play the first half. You come out at halftime.
Oh yeah.
There they are in their shooting shirts. Oh, there they are on the bench cheering everybody on, just like nothing happened. But last year the Nuggets starters went back, showered, came back out in their street clothes. Tonight, same thing happened. And it's not a big deal. It's an old man take. Christian Brown didn't. He'd give him credit. He came back out in his shorts, his shooting shirt. He sat on the bench right with the coaches. He did everything. Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray showered, came out in their street clothes. Cam and Jokic, I think, were getting treatment, so those guys were back. It's a small thing, but it is one of these things where I'm like, those guys were cheering you on. Go, you put your shooting, you're still part of the team. The game's not over. You could shower after the thing. So it's a little thing, but to me, I was a little it almost mimicked to me the energy, in some ways of like, hey, this isn't preseason for them, not for us.
This is like an ultimate hardo take, but listen, like we're left with trying to pick up the pieces after this shattered,
it's a small thing.
This shattered vision of our Denver Nuggets.
I'm with you on it. Last year,
old men together.
Last year, last year it felt like going to Abu Dhabi ruined the Nuggets season. I'm not even kidding. Aaron got hurt.
Right
everyone
off
was
the
kind of
bat.
bummed out. No one wanted to hang out. They lost, and everyone was in street clothes. It's a small thing. You're right. But I kind of like that Christian Brown came back out in uniform and sat down.
Bro, I remember I heard I guess statute of limitations probably is passed. Do you remember last year in the preseason they kept taking days off? And we were kind of like, I don't know, you were in Abu Dhabi. Why would they keep it off? Apparently Michael Malone, that trip repped his body, and he was horribly sick when they came back, and that's why they took all these days off. Michael Malone was just like sick for 3 days. and
Don't go to
took it
Abu
off.
Dhabi. It worked out for Boston, though, actually. So.
Yeah, it actually worked out for them.
Dang it.
Why did I say that?
Moving on to something more real, Valanciunas, when he first checked in, man, him being a beast.
Yeah, man.
It was weird because he was so bad in the second one and picked up all those fouls. But, Dev, I at least see the vision of, you have a rookie backup center because that position's not so important. Jonas, go feast tonight.
It was incredible when he was on, and it feels like there's going to be a lot of highs, but there's going to be a lot of lows with him as well.
Might be right.
But the good part is you're going to play him in such stretches, and maybe he'll be situational a lot of times. I do think he's going to play every night, but there are going to be lineups that they see with backup centers that they're like, hey, just go eat him alive. Or, let's just set high screens. They can't get through that. Like, I feel like he's a mismatch for guards as well as smaller bigs, where he's just knocking down shots. He was whipping passes. Like, he had a couple of Jokic passes in this game.
He really did. He had one that was incredible. That was a great pass.
Just like a couple of them.
He also had a couple he threw directly out of bounds.
Yeah, he had 4 turnovers. That's a good point, Eric.
I mean, he's
did have 4
exploring his game a little bit right
Talking
now.
about old stuff, man. He's talking about old stuff.
But it did look good when he was
relevant.
in a rhythm because he's knocking down shots, he's scoring, he's backing guys down. Like, I like when he gets on the post, he gets stopped, and then he really does use everything he has on him. There's nothing that people can do with him. I think that is just like a great weapon to have. It was a mixed bag type of night for him, but I think it was a good start for Valanciunas.
Yeah, we really got the full spectrum of what we can probably expect from Jonas Valanciunas. He came in right off the back. He was backing guys down, just like easily getting to the rim,
So
flipping
easy,
it
man.
in, blah, blah, blah. And it was just, you're like, oh my God, yes. And then great pass, and then an outlet pass right over Strawther's head into the crowd, and you're like, all right, well. And then a cross-court pass that's too low for Strawther again, bounces at his feet and goes right out of bounds. And you picked up 5 fouls in a row, and so you're like, yes, no, maybe. Overall, though, I think it was pretty powerful to have him be part of that. I mean, the really honestly the most impressive part for me was it was that second stint of the Val's pals when they actually got on a little run, they got rolling, and that's when Peyton looked really good.
Yeah,
they were starting to knock down shots. Julian Strawther hit, and Valanciunas wasn't even a really instrumental part of that.
He actually wasn't. You're right.
He was struggling during that, but the unit as a whole kind of made sense and was doing some things. But yeah, I like it. TBD on Valanciunas how effective he's going to be in that unit, because there were things where you're like, oh man, they're kind of picking on him in a weird way.
I think defensively, it's going to be like that at times.
Yeah,
you just have to buckle up for that. And that's why, to your point, though, Eric, during that stretch, I thought some really strong individual efforts from Peyton Watson and Bruce Brown popped up defensively during that stretch as well. And I did want to make sure I shouted out Jamal, as I thought the third guy, those 3 guys to me were playing defense tonight.
Yeah, I think that's right. If we go into another positive from this one, this really was the Adam agenda game, although the Nuggets sucked. That part's not part of the agenda.
That's kind of a negative for me, though.
I thought Jalen Pickett was good. I mean, he's third string going up against other third stringers, so it's, he's been in the league long enough that he's probably the most senior guy that was on the court at those moments. But I thought he did a really good job protecting the ball. He made a couple of shots that may or may not have been lucky, but heck, man, I'm going to give him credit. He made them. And Adelman shouted him out as well, just saying that he didn't make mistakes. He got into the rhythm of it. He said sometimes guys, when they don't play a lot, they come in trying to think they have to make a home run play, and he thought he just made the plays that he was supposed to. And I thought he got into the game. His first couple minutes were whatever, and then as he got into it, he was hitting shots, he was making some of his passes, he was posting guys up.
Confidence could take you so far in this league, and just believing in yourself. And Pickett did not seem like he was scared from the moment, at all. Yeah. The entire time that he's out there, he's trying to score. He's trying to run the offense. He's trying to facilitate. they looked like they wanted a point guard at some point to show up for them, and he put the ball in his hands, and he's running the offense, and that's what you want to see for a backup point guard. He did go against the third unit, but he's been with the third unit for so long. So it was good to see that he belongs, and he's getting better. He's knocking down the 3-ball. He had a couple of those mid-range pull-ups. We saw a little bit of booty ball.
Yeah.
We saw whip passes. He's beating the buzzer with some crazy shots. He got into a rhythm. If they didn't take him out, he probably could have kept going at that time. But he showed life at a time that they didn't have any life. And really, like, this San Diego crowd, you don't play in front of it. Like, you play once a year.
Yeah.
They were excited for those type of moments. Like, he gave the crowd what they wanted, but that's what the Nuggets wanted to see from him too. So I think this was a very good, J. Pick game.
He played some booty ball today too.
He had one. He got in deep.
He's so strong.
Yeah.
He bullies these other guards out. It's kind of funny.
And he had one he had the 2 insane shots from 3 that you can. I mean, those were just fun. But then he had just a normal knockdown shot from 3, just confident stroke.
Oh no, yeah, that one was saucy actually too, because it was like a off the dribble step back quick release. I think that's one thing I'd heard that he'd worked on this summer was quicker release, and that was a quick one. Like, he had to get into it quick, and he drained it.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, so I kind of like it. Let's take a break. On the other side, one guy we haven't talked about that we need to talk about is Cam Johnson, because I think he had a mixed bag night tonight, to be honest.
Did, yeah.
I think there was some stuff that was very encouraging about it, so let's get to him on the other side.
Volo is Denver's most popular provider of adult social sports leagues, pickup games, and events. Looks like it's out here too. Saw some folks in some Volo
we did. We saw Volo. We saw some Volo homies walking around.
The sports that they offer include soccer, volleyball, pickleball, kickball, basketball, cornhole, and more. Let's break it down for you. You see those groups of people out there just kind of getting active, having fun. They all got the same color shirts on. You're thinking, what is that? That's Volo. It's a great way to make new friends, stay active, see new parts of the city. Especially for transplants, you may feel like you know Denver. No, you might feel like you know your Denver, right? But there's more to it than your little bubble, most certainly. Get out there, play in Lodo, Rhino, Highland, City Park, Cherry Creek, South Broadway, and more. What's cool is players can sign up as a free agent. Go for it. Go make some friends, right? Or a small group or a full team if you already have that group of friends. Plus, all ability levels and backgrounds are welcome to join, so you can go from trying to win to just trying to have some fun. There's even beer in hand kickball. Use code DNVR10 for $10 off any Denver Volo League. And lastly, but most certainly not leastly, not a word, Ent Credit Union. It's an awesome product, and they're offering it to Broncos fans to help them make the most of the season. For those of you who don't know, Ent is the largest credit union in our great state of Colorado, proudly serving communities all over the state. I've traveled half our great state to be here. Sure you'll agree I am an oil man. And they're also the official banking partner of the Denver Broncos. And their Broncos checking account is loaded with all kinds of perks. There's the Bo Nix play. Every 15 swipes on your Broncos checking debit card enters you for a chance to win home game tickets, a Broncos debit card, and also a limited edition Bo Nix one that is available now. Get 10% off food and gear on game days at Empower Field. If you're ready to bank like a Bronco, head over to ent.com/DNVR, ent.com/DNVR to learn more. Insured by NCUA. Membership required. Account requires associated Ent Broncos debit card. I've abandoned my boy, but I got that pipeline.
I love when you get into when you kind of get into I'm not going to say rut. It's kind of a groove.
Yeah,
totally. You're really in that groove right now.
Sure.
Bit of a rut.
Is that a compliment?
I think I was trying to, and I think it came off as an insult. I'm not good at being
We don't know if
nice.
it's a rut or a groove.
I'll
Either way.
I'll take it either way.
Let's talk about Cam Johnson. So here's the thing I'd say about the Nuggets offense. I actually think the offense might have been sneaky good tonight, but it was disguised because they were getting scored on so much.
Yeah, I mean, that was at the end of the first, I was like, man, they scored they scored 30 or 28.
28 and then 35 in the second.
But they gave up 40.
Yeah.
So they're down by a lot, but they're doing well. So
yeah.
I don't know how to feel.
And there were enough possessions for me tonight to look at that and say, man, the ball was popping. And a lot of that had to do with Cam. Because Cam's ability to put the ball, like you remember the shot he got Jokic at the foul line. He had one where he kind of drove and made a kind of a tough pass to kick out that swung to the corner then. Bang, bang, play. So there was enough plays where I'm like, okay, it might take a little while for it to get the full rhythm, but that's the offense that we kind of expect where the ball was truly popping. By the way, Did you guys catch it?
Yeah, I did catch it.
Did you guys catch it?
I
Twice.
catched it.
Did you catch it? He did do it twice. David
He's
Adelman is a ball is popping guy.
What?
He's a ball is popping guy. We got it in the post game.
Full Adam agenda night. Your whole agenda.
Except for we got killed by the
Except for a loss.
Timberwolves.
I know. It is everything you've ever wanted, and it's get murdered by the Wolves in the preseason.
But Dev, I mean, it's just preseason. It's game number 1. Cam Johnson. Just stay on the positive side here. I do see it. I see the vision.
Thank you for saying to stay on the positive side.
Because you wanted to go negative.
No, they just guide me.
Yeah,
I know. We're off the rails, dude.
You know what? Screw it. You want to go to the negative side?
No, I'm going to stay on the positive side. I like the fact that the offense, flowed with him in there.
Yeah.
He's not just shooting right now. But he makes a lot of possessions work because he's always moving. He's always looking to see what he could be doing. If the ball doesn't come to him, he's like, fine, I'm going to go set a back screen or I'm going to make this extra cut. And even Jokic guided him to his basket, but that was the right play. You know exactly where to be, where he throws it right at the rim and forces him to go up for his only make of the night. But it's because he knows where to be. So, he's a professional out there. You can see that the entire time.
Yeah. I wish he would have knocked down one of those 2 open threes, but yeah, that curl that he made, I don't know if it was a play or if it was more organic, but just curling around, going right to the rim. Jokic found him, and that was super impressive. A lot of energy on that. But yeah, I wanted to get a little bit more out of Cam. I wanted him to be a little bit more visible, but I think that what you're saying is right. I think he was positionally really playing well tonight. But again, I just want some buckets, bro.
I thought there was
He had 2 points. He had that one bucket you referenced.
The one bucket, yes.
Maybe I thought there was one he could have shot. I thought maybe he tried to do too much. He was cutting a lot, though.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to – this is just one preseason game, so there's a lot to go, both positives and negatives. As you talk about how Cam's going to be this great fit in Denver, that's not necessarily going to mean he's going to outscore, whatever Mike's doing in Brooklyn. He's not here to shoot 20 times.
No.
And some nights it will be cut through so that Jamal and Jokic can just run the DHO, right? And so you'll notice he's always doing that stuff. So I think definitely a quiet night from Cam. But one difference between Cam and Mike is I think in the quieter nights, Cam still might be filling the role in some ways that are important. So he wasn't featured in this offense, but I thought some of the cuts were helpful, and I thought he was reading and reacting.
Yeah.
And I think the Nuggets didn't miss shots, man. I mean, in that starting lineup, this was kind of funny, but I'm going to look at the offensive rating for the starters because I'll bet you it was sky high.
They did.
Defense was horrible. Yeah. So they basically had a 130 offensive rating, the starters did. The problem is they played no defense. Absolutely no defense.
Not at all.
But if you look at it, Aaron Gordon, 4 of 4.
Yep.
Christian Brown, 2 of 2.
Yep.
Jokic, 4 of 5.
Yep.
Jamal Murray, 3 of 6. Cam Johnson, 1 of 3. So they collectively missed 5 shots.
Yeah. They
That's
kept
crazy.
They kept going to the line. They were at the line a lot.
Yeah, good point, Eric.
And they went to the line and actually I was like, this is kind of pretty interesting, but it's just the Nuggets starters were going to the line, missing 1 of 2 free throws, then the Minnesota Timberwolves starters would then just hit a 3.
Yeah.
And then that same thing happened 4 times.
It sure did.
I was like, oh, they'll catch back up. What do we do? And then it just they just kept getting further and further away. And then at a certain point, I'm like, God damn it!
I'll say this: if Cam has 2 more of these games in a row where he's 2 points, whatever, I'll be concerned. But I actually just thought the Nuggets' offense was good in the first quarter or in the first half. I'll tell you another guy who was very quiet: Tim Hardaway Jr. 15 minutes, 3 points. They were free throws.
He missed a couple shots that you would prefer that he hit.
Well, he took a couple of bad shots.
Thanks, Dev.
That's really what it was. It was not in the flow, just random timing where he just came down and said, someone has to shoot it. And it was no, you did not have to shoot it. And I think that comes with being yourself and trying to prove that I'm going to shoot these shots early. So I think that that's him trying to assert himself early on is I am capable of taking these shots. But also, he has to know that in this Nuggets offense, they are going to find you for that shot. You could rotate it around and be able to take the shots that, make sense, too. So, you don't want to be harsh on them because it's the first time that we're seeing them right now. And I think that, all guys right now are trying to find their groove and rhythm with a new team. But some of those shots that I'm smacking my lips when he's like, I'm like, what was that? What made you want to shoot that?
Man, we all talked about having to brace ourselves for some Tim Hardaway shots. There were a couple tonight. There was one where he just grabbed the ball and turned around and fired a fadeaway straight on three with like plenty of time left on the clock.
It was a scripted action, but it's one of those ones where it's like hopefully you're open, and he wasn't. But he was like, well, that's the action. I'm doing it. Yeah.
Shooting it. Which, some nights that
Green light.
Some nights that might work out. And on a minimum and a different role and all that. But there was that one shot I went, that's Dallas Tim Hardaway Jr. Right?
But it came off of a turnover the last time he touched it. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like when you think about his game, it was like turnover, bad foul.
Yeah.
Then it was bad shot, bad shot, bad shot.
Yeah.
I do think you live with it, though, because I think he's a microwave guy off the bench. And some nights he might take shots that look ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think also I don't think you want Tim to not be Tim.
Oh, you want him to be hot. You want him to get hot because, like, he's a microwave scorer. He can light it up at times.
Last guy to really mention or go a little in depth in is Julian Strawther. He had 7 points tonight and 3 rebounds. He did get 6 shots up. He was 3 of 6, including 1 of 1 from 3-point line. And yet, Vogt points it out, he's on the ground a lot, and I still feel like there's something about his game that I just, it's just one game, but I'd give him like a C- today.
Julian's on the ground a lot, and I don't.
It's kind of wild how much he's on the ground. He was probably on the ground 7 times today.
Even when he scores, he's on the ground, and then it's a fast break the other way, or they have numbers. Yeah, scoring is welcome, but just simply put, I would like to see Julian stay on his feet more.
I would just like for him to take that step of just being a shot maker because he wants to shoot the ball, but now it's like knock down some shots. But also, like we seen in the small stretch that we had of practice of him being a ball handler that can handle pressure, that could put the ball on the floor, move without the ball, just be a part of the offense right now. And this was an opportunity for him to showcase that part of his game, and he did not. So I want him to take a step. It is great to see him, knock some shots down. He knocked down a 3-pointer in this game. He had a layup where he ended up on the ground. But, I mean, I like the aggression, but now I just want it to look like that he's playing in the NBA. It just feels like he's always trying to play catch-up.
Yeah. Do you have a Julian Strawther take you want to fire
I
off?
mean, I thought he looked pretty good tonight. Like, I thought he looked, I mean, it's, again, there was just such weird things happening all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't think he stood out necessarily.
Good or bad.
But I thought he looked, to me, he looked like another step forward. Like
Really?
I didn't think he looked bad.
What do you think was like a step forward?
I just thought he shot it with confidence. Like when he knocked it down, like it just looked like it wasn't like a desperation kind of shot, like maybe from last season. I don't know. But again, like he didn't stand out to me necessarily one way or the other.
Fair enough.
That much.
Did your opinion shift at all after one preseason game from where we were? I mean, obviously, somebody was writing. I saw somebody on the timeline like, "Oh, somebody's saying the vibes were good." Who said vibes were good? It's like, guys. And I think that came I think that came at the first quarter. It's like, to me, there are some things though that I changed my opinion on. But Dev, I'll start with you. Is there anything now that you kind of say, okay, shifting the perspective a little?
No, just because I want to see more of it. Like just being blitzed and a team getting hot against you, like you don't, go against it. I think the starters played bad defensively, but their offense was like really high. You got to see a couple of flashes of guys that are trying to fight for the rotation. I just feel like this was a tough game for them. It was tough for them to get up for. They're playing in San Diego in a small arena that's not a real game. And they didn't play against a starting team that they want to compete against and be able to gauge where they're at. But also, I feel like there was some spots that you're like, I like that. I can see that makes sense. If you ask me after the next game,
right,
I'll be able to tell you exactly like, this is what I don't like and things like that. But I think it was early. Early on, I'm still high on this team.
Yeah. Big picture.
Shift it all. Like, okay, now I'm looking for this where maybe I wasn't.
Yes, no, we were already looking at it, but like I think the ball handling with the second unit is something to keep an eye on. And there are solutions. Maybe you play Pickett. or maybe you stagger Jamal. But it's, you'll notice they were even kind of struggling with some of those entry passes. I mean, they got them off, but it wasn't seamless. If you're going to play through big foul, probably want a point guard out there. And they're going to have to face some pressure at times. So,
by the way, if I can interrupt you, one thing, and this is a subtle thing, but as a big man, I appreciate it so much. Peyton had a very good repost entry to Val today, and I love those ones when like the ball gets kicked out, you get the ball in the post, you kick out, and the defense shifts. Sometimes the best play is just get it right back because the defense shifts out. And he had one of those that was really good, and I was like, thank you, because especially a young guy might think, like, now it's my time to handle. Like, he just
to your point, if you had to trust one guy with the ball in his hands in that lineup today, it was Peyton. So, but, just eventually, not because Peyton can't do it, you just do want a point guard on the floor. Yeah. So whether it's Jamal or Pickett, that's something I'm keying in on.
Who is the guy... Who was the duo? It was Jokic and somebody. Was it Jamal?
Right back. Right back.
Like 8 times in a row.
The
like
Flint
Jackie
Tropics.
Moon. Yeah. That was such a hilarious. Was it Jamal?
I think it was.
It must have been. Yeah, it was so funny.
Right back. Right back.
What was the question?
Shifting
perspective.
No, not at all. In fact, like you said, the starters scored well. Like they actually did, kind of what you hoped they would do, except for the defensive part. And that's, that we know from now following the Nuggets teams anchored by Nikola Jokic, the defense is all just effort-based, and they can turn it over when they need to, and it's blah, 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 blah. I wish for our sake, because we were just here, and it would have been like such a vibe for them to just come out and smash the Wolves, the freaking Wolves, like, of all teams.
But do you think maybe we speculated maybe it's because it was the Wolves that they were like,
it's possible.
Like, we're going to play this team.
I mean, I'm telling you, like, I was down. I mean, I had a great seat, you guys.
We did not. We were
I was
at the
actually
rafters. It was almost outside of the arena.
My seat was actually so good that it was kind of bad. Like I was being blocked by Katie Wingy, and I couldn't see the players' feet and stuff because they were like,
well, did you need to see the feet?
Yes.
Yeah, because I didn't get that view. I couldn't see the whole.
Sure, no, I know.
Anyway, but Bones Highland, I saw in his eyes like the murderous desire that he had towards Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Like he really cared about this game, and it was crazy because Bones Highland had so much confidence, and it was like, bro, come on, man. Like, where was this when you were with us? But I don't feel any differently about the Denver Nuggets. It's just like I wish they would have just given us this little tasty morsel.
I actually have 2 things where I shift my lens a little bit. And again, it's not that I'm shifting my take. I'm just shifting my lens to focus on it a little bit more. One is both the athleticism that I think leads to the perimeter containment. Because, and Adelman said this afterwards, he's like, I don't think it was anything about the scheme was off. We just got blown by a lot of guys, and I think that's true. And then when you don't force turnovers, oftentimes, how do you force turnovers? Athleticism, length, those type of things. And I watched the game tonight, and I think AG was in first gear, and I think Christian Brown was in first gear. And those are 2 of your most athletic guys. But I did watch a team that was way more athletic than the Nuggets tonight. And so that's something now I shift on to say, like, okay, does Denver look athletically outmatched consistently in this preseason? That might be something that stands out. And then I do think the secondary ball handling, and I'll go further than that. I'm not sure the Nuggets know who their top 9 guys are right now. I think they know what's going to start. I think very likely Strawther, you take him out and you replace him with somebody. I think that's very likely how it starts. But I am not convinced that will be the top 9 at the end of the year. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing because I think all those guys are good. But it is a thing about, but what's the combo of guys? What is the combination? And so, again, I'm not saying I am planting my flag on that. I'm more just saying that's where my lens is at. Does it make sense that Brucey be as your lead ball handler? Does it make sense that Jamal comes in and now Tim Hardaway's a small forward? Like, I'm just not sure. I look at it and go, I don't. We'll have to wait and see. I want to see how that unfolds.
Yeah, the backup one has been the one place that we've been a little bit curious, very curious. So curious there. But,
strong quality.
But and I don't know. Yeah, I guess in that way, seeing how it played out tonight, Peyton Watson looked great with the ball in his hands, but he didn't look like the guy. No one was initiating the offense.
Yeah.
But that unit actually was had one of the stronger performances. So I guess maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't matter. But there is a thing where you're like, huh.
Yeah.
But they're going to use the preseason as a way to see if they have it or if they don't have it. Because what would suck is if you go into the regular season and you don't have that answer, and you're trying to figure it out as the season is, coming along. So this is a time to, I think, push guys to be able to see if they could put the ball on the floor, if they can initiate offense when you don't have starters out there, or if you have to try to get it going through yourself. So I love the fact that they gave Julian a chance. They gave Peyton Watson a chance. Like, everyone got a chance to prove themselves in that role. Jalen Pickett. I think that's important for the Nuggets to see what they have there, because now if you don't have it, okay, now you have to shift the entire way, or now it's back to a stagger. Maybe they don't want to stagger. And now it's like, okay, let's see if we don't have to. And we've seen this one was a failure on that one. So now it's like, okay, let's go to preseason game number 2.
Yeah. I love in the chat, by the way, if you want to become a supporters club, if you're new, the supporters club is, I think, $5 a month. You get access to a bunch of emojis. One of our first supporters, you also get a badge. You get a bunch of this little stuff. It's just like a super chat if you guys want to hop in. Christoph says, proud to be in pain for the Nuggets.
Yeah.
There's a whole new genre of emoji
using
chat.
our emojis against us. Right?
You're going to have to go think of that now as you piece it together. Find hilarious little phrases people could throw in. Proud to be in pain. Absolutely.
Isn't that just CSU's slogan right now?
It is. Although there's no pride in pain.
We took a lot of L's this week as
Dude,
Colorado sports.
DNVL, dude. We are just taking L's.
Well, let's get out of here. I will say this, man. I enjoyed the company of all the fellas. Shout out super producer Kale, who had a lot of jobs to do while we were out here. And
Elite week.
And he nailed half of them.
Yeah, dude.
At least half of them.
Room for improvement.
Like
At most half of them.
like a fair number of them.
Yeah, no. Kale set us up. Look at us out on a deck. We saw an owl the other day live on the show.
Oh, dude, Ryan McKibben just signed up.
Ever look at Kale's face while we're doing that bit and just kind of watch how,
he never finds it funny. He always doesn't understand that you tease the ones you love. Kale, do we have any super chats?
Yes, we do. I sent him in Nuggets assignments.
Let's open that up real quick. Do you want to do this here? Okay. Yeah, I'll go. Kyle M says, "Hey, Dev."
What's up, Kyle?
Son of a bitch!
I wanted this one out here on the patio.
Dude, that's the first one of the season, right?
That's the one that matters.
Preseason?
That's the one that matters.
Golly.
Kurzestov says, woke up at 3 a.m. in Poland to see Val's pals. Now I'm just tired. Liked P-Watt, Pickett, and JV. Cam John looked like MPJ. Brucey, not influential. All the Nuggets are good? Question mark?
It is a question mark.
It's day one of the preseason.
Yeah, but they might.
Yeah, but
are they? Are they?
You know what? Shout out Curtis Jones, man. He had that pass. Man. That's the best pass of the night.
So, by the way, David Adelman said he liked the way Curtis Jones played. He liked how he played with the ball in his hands. And if you saw that he missed his open shots tonight, this is Adelman speaking, I promise you they'll go in.
Yeah.
Jake K says, off topic, but I run a popular basketball media page. Our intern made a Porter edit of Coach's speech about MPJ during media day. We DM'd Mike the video, and he responded, "Damn, man, sad face." Bro, why? I thought Adelman was like very he went out of his way to be like
it. Maybe it was like I'm sad that like damn, you know.
I think he maybe just the.
That's true. We should not pretend to understand what Michael Porter is trying to say.
But just like the line about like he's giving him what he's giving
social media. First of all, man, you can't be sensitive about that. He doesn't realize that he's been going viral for like his weirdness.
I'm just trying to interpret. I don't really have. Yeah,
who knows? But I mean, who knows?
Damn, man.
Josh Barnett from Down Under. He says, "I have seen enough. The year of Jamal Murray and championship is a lock." I love Josh Barnett, man. We should all be more Josh Barnetts from Down Under.
Also, shout out Ryan McKibben. Welcome to the Hall of Fame level of the supporters.
Hell yeah, that's our top level. Gil, you got to have some behind the scenes, maybe tonight while we enjoy these beers a Serbian fan brought us.
Yeah, dude, these beers. Yeah, we're tired of taking L's. We're pretty soon we're going to start taking some J's.
I was going to do a compilation of all the fan interviews we've done over the last couple days.
I love that. Kale, that's a great idea. That's a better idea than whatever dumb idea I just came up with. Kale has some great content for our Hall of Fame level supporter club. There's always like behind the scenes stuff. He's got a good idea. Josh Barnett also says, Rocco Zakarski, Boomers 2028 is a lock.
Hell yeah, dude. I think we all felt that.
Yeah, we all felt that. Hey, congrats on that guy. He is extremely tall.
Dude, the Boomers.
And now we tie a bow on our time here in lovely La Jolla. Shout out to Red Hawk Roofing, man. I could not love you guys more. I mean that sincerely. True homies.
Absolutely.
Both just as like homies and guys to talk to, but also just supporting DNVR. sending us out here. We hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel like we crushed the coverage, man. I really,
Dude,
if I can pat myself on the back, or ourselves on the back.
Everything was done so well. The content was great. The only people that didn't show to the goddamn Denver Nuggets the last day, it was a crescendo leading to this moment. It was just like such a wilting flower at the end.
Yeah.
But shout out La Jolla. You treated us well. Thanks to all of our friends for coming out and seeing us. Always a treat for us, and we really mean that.
Say something, Dev.
I love you guys.
That's more than I expected.
Yeah,
Let's go back to Denver. Hit that like button on the way out.
Hey, wait, boo.
We all silly like the mayor.